Thank you, and welcome to today's video, whereby we'll be touching a very delicate matter concerning the challenges which immigrants face in foreign countries, and they seem to not be addressed. Anytime we are talking about immigrants, we don't think these people are suffering, are having issues. What we do is just asking them for money. We think that money comes from the trees and they collect money on the streets. It's not all rosy in those foreign countries. So if you're a person who's listening from maybe Africa, be considerate. Think about the person who is working abroad and the challenges they face. There are myriad of challenges these people face, and we should not add to their problems by demanding money where it's not appropriate. When we see that these people are not doing well. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining. For those who will be joining the live session, karibuni sana. For those who will watch on replay, you can also leave a comment down here so that we know that you passed through this video. It helps a lot when you watch a video. You leave a comment, you leave a like, and you can also share the video to at least one person or a group of people, maybe in a WhatsApp group. It helps us grow. So thank you very much for those who have already subscribed to this channel. The 4,500 of you, congratulations. Kongoi missing. Asanteni sana. Wegamoyuru. And what is the other word for thanking people? You can write that in the comment section. Thank you very much. And let me address this delicate matter. What are these challenges? When people immigrate to new countries, they are likely to face challenges related with, let's say, the biggest one, and the elephant in the room, is financial strain. Because contrary to what you think, these people they are working survival jobs to be able to establish new lives, new lifestyle. Take children to new schools, register for healthcare insurance, which is not cheap, pay for bills, pay for electricity, pay for car insurance, pay for financing for our house, and all these things compound, and sometimes it's not a very easy thing to deal with as an immigrant. So I hope and wish people back home can understand that people really struggling to place food on the table, so don't add onto that pressure. The other thing I wanted to talk about is what we call emotional strain, because once mostly an African goes to those other countries, you might go to a city or a town where you might not even see someone of your color or of your skin type who speaks your language, for example, who goes to the same church as you. And you find most of these Western countries, people live what we call introverted kinds of life. So you might not even know the name of the neighbor, the next door neighbor. You might not even know what kind of work they do, and they might not even call you to go out, maybe what we do in Africa, whereby if someone is your neighbor, you get their number, you can call them when you have trouble, and anytime you have good things, you can also share with those people. Western countries, there's a lot of what you call solitary kind of life, whereby you just rent your house, you pay your bills, and you wake up, you go to work, come back, and the cycle continues. So this can have a very big impact on your brain, and you are likely to see it by that most people nowadays, what they do, they get into social media so that they can link up to people back home. The other challenge is difficulty in getting in touch with the people back home, and you might think it's easy, but because of time zones, difference in time zones, maybe where you come from it's night, and where the country you migrate to is night. So you might find that when you try to call people at home, they are asleep. So getting in touch becomes a big challenge, and sometimes you find that the cost of calling back home is is a little bit expensive. So you might find that you also lose touch with people at home, the friends you had at home. Some people you definitely lose touch. So that is another challenge. The other thing is the difficulty in maintaining a relationship. In most Western countries, let me talk about Western countries because that is where the big problem is. There's a very big problem of maintaining a relationship because of this what we call like a capitalistic kind of society whereby everybody thinks about himself and for himself. So nobody cares about you really, and building relationships, which is a core thing as a human, is not a practice a lot. It's not a practice a lot in these Western countries. So you find that you are in a foreign country and you don't have even friends. Even making friends becomes a very tall order. And most of you who will listen to this video will attest to the fact that even making friends in new countries is very, very, very hard. And that causes a very big strain on the mind of the immigrant. As a new person in a new country, you are likely to feel isolated, and you can seek solace in places of worship like churches, where you find people who you have common beliefs, common traditions. You can also join groups from groups of people from your home country. You can search those groups online. If, for example, you come from Uganda, you search Ugandans in maybe Ugandans in West Virginia, for example, Ugandans in Texas. You can find many groups. So you start networking there. The other thing which is a challenge is social support and resources. You know, in Africa where we come from, when someone has a problem, we usually come together to support that person. So in Western countries, USA, Europe, Canada, all those countries, even Gulf countries, you find that people don't necessarily come together in a community to help one person who has a problem. So each and every person is left to their own to deal with their own problems because of this kind of capitalistic nature of the society there. So if, for example, someone is unwell or someone passes on, which is unfortunate and it happens, you find that it becomes a burden for the family back home because the friends that that person had maybe in that other country are not coming together to help now resolve the problem which this person finds themselves in. But basically, in conclusion, because I didn't want the video to be long, I would say this: if you ever find yourself in a foreign country, what you can do is network a lot, use the power of social media, and also make timelines. Arrange for timelines with people at home so that you can link up either through WhatsApp, through other social media platforms, so that you keep in touch, and they'll also be knowing whether something bad is happening to you. And you know the case of the lady who passed on in Canada while swimming. It was an unfortunate thing, and as you saw in the video, she was alone, and that is the life most people live in those Western countries. So network a lot, look for groups of people who you can relate with, maybe people you speak the same language, and as I've told you, people maybe you have the same religious beliefs, and whatnot. All those things are the things which bring people together. Otherwise, home is still best. So as much as you plan to stay maybe in the US, also invest back home, because at the end of the day, that is where most likely you'll end up after you are done with your maybe visit or stay or study in the foreign country. Otherwise, thank you very much. Like this video, as I've told you, share it to at least one person, and you can comment down here. You can even just say thank you very much or karibu sana, so that we continue growing and sharing all these bits of information which we have with us.